Hi, I build worlds for a living, but I don't build them alone.
I'm Jeannie, the first reader and the partner who keeps the real world running.
I'm J.E. Sutton Jr. This is the co-authored life.
A look at the stories we share in the life we're building together.
All right, another week.
Another week.
So before we get to our first segment, we're approaching a milestone. It's almost summertime, right?
It is almost summertime.
How many days do we have left?
8 more wake ups. Wake up.
If you've never lived with a educational professional, they know exactly down to the day when summer is coming. They're looking forward to it and looking forward to recharging and relaxing and not having to get up every morning and go to the classroom. So
It's such a weird profession because it's the only profession where you do have scheduled time off.
right,
And
it doesn't vary all the time. It's
you only
very
work for 10 months a year. Well, you know what? You deal with kids for 7 hours a day.
right. So so looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. And do we have any other notes before we get started? Any other
No, just
miscellaneous?
8 more wake ups.
8 more wake ups.
That first week, I will just be
Veg-
couch rotting,
Yeah, a couch.
reading
vegetable.
and binging.
Yeah,
TV, not food.
right. Okay, so let's get started with our first segment, which is
Pages in process.
right. So this is where we talk about publishing and writing and all those sorts of things, marketing, whatever.
Most
goes
people
into it.
know what pages in process is.
They may just tuned in the first time.
Okay, sorry. Pages in process. This is where we talk about the pages that he's writing and the process of putting out books.
So I am, as I've been saying for months now, in the latter third of the third novel.
No, deep into the third part.
Into the third part. I think that was probably not true the first few times I said it. It's getting closer to being true. I've rewritten the outline a couple of times, but I'm finally, I think, happy with where everything's going and how it's flowing, and it's starting to move a little faster. I did write about half a chapter this morning, so things are moving.
I was sleeping.
Along. Yeah, you were sleeping. Just me and the co-producer, Nutmeg, were writing this morning. So I'm doing that. I'm also experimenting with with new marketing avenues. Part of what you do as a self-published author is you are also responsible for publicizing and marketing your book. And I'm experimenting with different genres. When I wrote both the Failsafe Program and Cybernetic Resonance, I wrote them as straight mysteries, thinking about the books that I read as a child, Rex Stout, Raymond Chandler.
You've heard it before.
Yeah. And folks like that. But more and more readers who have enjoyed the books have mentioned things like, it's a great science fiction mystery story.
Right.
And I never thought about it as a mystery, as a science fiction book. My science fiction tastes tend to lean more towards what would be considered hard science fiction, way in the future sort of stories. But this is part of that genre called sci-fi mystery or sci-fi crime stories.
Do you think that we don't think of it as science fiction because we tend to embrace the AI aspect of what's happening right now, and we look forward to those kind of devices being in our lives?
Yeah, I think that's probably true that because we're both really on the front edge of technology and we're constantly experimenting with it and constantly embracing it, that we don't really think about an autonomous AI agent as being that far-fetched. It's not currently possible. There is no such thing yet today. Layla is not possible today, but we don't think about it as that much of a stretch. And so that's probably why I don't think of it as science fiction. But for most readers, it probably is right there on the edge of what would be considered science fiction.
Right.
And in Cybernetic Resonance, maybe even more, because we introduce robots and this whole concept of Layla and
Yeah, and all I can think about is the robot marching out in front of our first lady, and
Right.
that that was a little awkward. I
Yes.
mean,
And I've seen
the
videos.
Tesla,
Yeah, Tesla robots, which part were partially a inspiration for cybernetic
right?
resonance, but also just recently saw this video of robots performing martial arts
Oh, really?
moves. Yeah, and just a whole group of them, and so
So it was probably like a
programmed.
pre-programmed
Right, 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 right,
movement
right,
thing.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Hmm.
So anyway, that's a good point though. We probably don't see it that way because we're so tuned into technology. Most people aren't, and they may see it as a little bit more far-fetched than we do.
If you haven't figured it out by now, we're nerds.
That's true. That is very true. So the other publishing news, which is not our news, but our good friend and fellow author Amber Sherrill
Yes.
recently posted that she started working on her second book. We're very excited about that. She is, if you don't remember, she is the author of The Cat in the Woods, a horror story that she started writing in 2020. She published it last year around the same time that I published the Failsafe program. And we both read it. It is a fantastic story.
She truly knows how to terrify you.
Yes, it's terrifying in places. Don't read it at night. Um,
Put it
but
in the freezer just like Joey does.
just like Joey did with,
And if you don't know what that means, then
look it up.
yeah.
Of course, Joey did it with Little Women, but
Yeah.
it's not quite a horror novel. But but we're very excited about that because she, like many authors who write their first novel, and I was probably one of them as well. There is a worry that when you finish that first novel, that maybe that's it. Maybe you
Right.
can't do it again. Maybe it was a fluke. And until you start writing your second novel and prove that you can do it again, you can recreate that, I think there's some doubt. And I think she had some doubt. I know she did because she told me that she did. But I think she has a real talent there, a real knack for storytelling. And so we've been encouraging her to continue in the fact that she's started working on it. And she's doing something different with this, something unique with this novel. And I'm not quite sure I understand exactly what it is, but she has some goal that she has for each chapter. And I don't know, you said it had something to do with the words she was
Maybe
using.
she has to use certain words. I don't know. I was looking at it going, well, why
yeah,
are
I
you
wasn't-
limiting yourself? But maybe that's the inspiration
Right.
towards.
So I don't know exactly what that's about, but I'll tell you what, it may be very intrigued to find out. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what she's come up with. And you told me that she's also painting again.
Yes, she's also painting again, which is wonderful because she did the cover for her book, The Cat in the Woods. Let's say it as many times as we can.
Go buy it if you don't already own it.
Yes. And she did the book cover for Jerry's next book, Eclosion Point. So it's
Right.
beautiful. We love it. We
Yep,
have
it's
the
framed
original painting hanging on our wall.
Yep. She's got to come over and sign that.
Yeah.
She didn't sign it because she wanted us to do the book cover first without the signature, but I'd really like her to sign it, so we have a signed copy.
It's kind of a cool little thing to our home.
Our very eclectic home.
Yes.
So that's the other thing that's going on in Pages in Process. Anything else?
Yeah, we do have some more events coming up. We just said yes to another signing at San Marco Books and More.
Right.
On June 20th from 10 to 2.
10 to 2, right?
We'll be under the awning, so it'll be shady.
Shady this time. They reached out to us after I had sent a thank you note to them for having us at Independent Bookstore Day. They were very gracious hosts for us and the other authors that were there. And so they had replied back, reminding us that, hey, they'd be happy to have us back at any of their weekly book signings.
Right.
So we agreed to do that, and we set up a date for the 20th. So we'll be there signing autographs, selling copies of both Failsafe Program and Cybernetic Resonance.
Yeah, we just did an inventory, and we have enough.
We have enough. I've ordered some hardbacks that to replenish our supply for the Failsafe Program, but we're good. We're good with stock, and we're ready to go. So at the end of June, we'll be at San Marco Books and More. Then we're going to go to the I always get this name wrong. You have it better. The
The Literary Indulgence Festival,
Literary Indulgence Festival, which will be at the Kent campus of FCCCJ.
FSCJ now.
FSCJ.
Yes.
He's gone through a bunch of names since in my lifetime, but we'll be there with I think it's at least 40 other authors.
Yeah, that's what they're advertising.
Yeah.
And there are seminars for people who want to
Learn writing skills.
yeah, and know more about how to publish your books and things like that. It's I'm almost sad that we're going as event vendors and not as participants,
not
but
just participants. Yeah.
I may ditch him at his table and go wander around. And I mean, that's what
Yeah. So yeah, it sounds like an excellent sort of thing. They've done it before. This isn't the first year. They've done it several
no, this
times,
is,
right?
I think, the third annual.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
We're excited about that. And then after that, later in the year, Good Friday, not Good Friday, that's wrong. Black Friday.
Yes.
With
very different things.
Completely different things. Black Friday will be at the last chapter?
The next
chapter bookstore.
Ooh, the last chapter. That's a good.
Yeah, that's a good name. The next chapter bookstore will be taking part in a
evening event.
It's an evening event, and it's sort of a artists writers mingle. Meet and greet, along with also doing book signings and things like that. So we'll be doing that, and we'll be doing that with our good friend Amber Sherrill.
Yeah.
Did we mention that she wrote The Cat in the Woods?
What's the name of the book again?
I think it's called The Cat in the Woods.
The Cat in the Woods.
You should buy that and read it. Again, not at night, though. You want to make sure you have plenty of light.
Right.
Okay. So I think that's all we have for... Oh, no. There's one more thing I wanted to ask you about. How is your haiku writing going?
Why do you have to put me on the spot? No mention of this when we're doing our breakfast chat. It's going, every day. It's a little darker right now because it is the end of the school year. So, but it'll be interesting to see, because we are going to publish it as a book.
Right. Once you've done your full year, you're gonna publish it. Yep.
So on January 1st, we'll start putting it together and things like that. But it will be interesting to go back and read it and see the ups and downs of my life in 17 syllables. Plus, because there are some days that I have some B-side.
That's true. You'll get bonus material at times.
Yes.
It's always fun on a day when there's bonus material. And as her spouse, it gives me a little insight into what might be what I might be in store for. I read the haiku. I'm like, oh, Jeannie had a rough day. Maybe tread lightly.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for Pages and Process. What's our next segment?
The Analog Book Club.
Okay. So we both just finished Song of the Unsung Mushroom by Sarah Clarke Stuart.
Yep.
We met Sarah and bought her book at the Independent Book Store Day there at San Marco Books and more. And so we have a hard copy, paperback. I actually read the Kindle version. You actually listen to the audiobook version, but
You're welcome for all of the sales.
Yeah, for all of the sales, Sarah.
On Everand, though.
On Everand, not on Audible. So
it is on Audible, but I had a Everand credit.
So I think Jeannie's already posted a review. I put something.
I didn't really post a review. I posted a this is what I just finished reading and a book description. I really enjoyed it. I really thought I need to know more.
Yeah, I did.
And I guess that's probably a good thing about a book is that you're like, well, what happens to that people? Wait, how did that happen? So
why did it happen?
Yeah. So it's very good. It is definitely science fiction.
Yes.
With a strong antagonist.
Yes.
Who I want to know more about them and
right. What happened to them?
What happened? How?
Are they really gone?
Yes.
So really
maybe there's resolved? A book too.
So yeah, maybe there is. We'll have to talk. We'll have to ask Sarah about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I was really loved her Claire, her key protagonist in the story. Is a very compelling story. I did want to know more, and um, but I was you know, it was really good story. The ending I thought was well done. Um, and thinking about it recently, I thought that there are some parallels in what she's writing there and in the Alan and Layla novels, because both in part, deal with future technologies and the ethics of the use of
Right.
that technology. So, um, when you start out reading on Sarah's book, you have a certain view of the technology as it develops, and you get a much different view later, and you
You're
go
like,
into it,
oh,
how that could be misused and how terrifying it might be. So that was a very good book. I'm glad that we met Sarah, and um,
it's probably not something I would have picked up. So I actually am glad
right,
I read it,
right, right.
but
So
I want to know more.
yes, would love to know more about the characters. So, if you haven't heard of Sarah's book, we'll put a link in the description. Definitely go and pick it up and see what it's all about.
It's fun again because it's based in Jacksonville,
Yes,
just like
based along the St. Johns River, and
yes.
they talk about some of the local areas. Not nearly as detailed about the local areas as I write in my work, but very cool to see some of the talking about the river and Mayport and downtown Jacksonville and things like that. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So
So how are your audiobooks while we're talking about audio here? How's your audiobook walks going?
audiobook walk. So yeah, I've been doing for the past 4 weeks. I think it's about 4 weeks now. 3 weeks maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm 2 weeks. Really? Time seems to be flying by. Anyway, uh, I've been doing a audio walk um, weekdays, every weekday, and it's a way to get out of my office. I work in a job that's very sedentary. Getting out of my office and getting some exercise is good. It also gives me a chance to listen to audiobooks more than just the half hour uh, round trip to work every day, which I only do 3 days a week anyway. But I have been doing that. I've missed a couple of days, once because it was raining pretty badly, and once because I just couldn't get out of the office that day. But other than that, I've done it. Even when I'm working from home on Mondays and Fridays, I'm trying to get out and do that.
I think that's important.
Yeah. So and it makes the walk go faster.
So
If
you're
you're
still doing your Ian Fleming book right now?
So I'm a little more than halfway done with You Only Live Twice, which is the last of the Blofeld trilogy for Ian Fleming, and again the next to the last book that he wrote, and the last one that was published before his death, which I think we talked about last week.
We did.
So it's really good, and that's actually the reason why I mentioned the haikus, because of course, because that book is set, because You Only Live Twice is set in Japan,
Oh,
they talk about haikus in that.
connection.
So there was a little bit of a connection there, and I wanted to blindside you with that question anyway.
Thanks.
So I mean, so that's what we're. Oh, and I'm currently now reading. What I do with that? I'm now reading Murder Capital by Tim Gilmore. This is another local author, and we bought this book at Happy Medium
I can sneeze.
Books Cafe. So I'm reading that currently. Murder Capital is a collection of 8 stories about murder and the consequences and the aftermath of those crimes in Jacksonville across history. The theme seems to be that a lot of people got away with murder in these crimes, from what I've read so far.
So if you're a hardened criminal and you want to murder somebody, come to Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, apparently.
Well, that was in the past.
It was in the past.
Yeah.
So maybe, hopefully, we've moved beyond that. So the past 2 stories in this relate around 2 figures in Jacksonville's past, 2 figures that maybe weren't as upstanding as they should have been. But
see, it even happened back then.
Yeah, it's very good. I'm about halfway through it now, and it's a fast read. It's very interesting. It's very exciting.
Cool.
So that's what I'm reading. You're reading 2 different. You have an audiobook going and you're reading a
Right.
book.
I'm still reading the Crown of the Gilded Bones, which is the Blood and Ash series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I just hit a point where I didn't want to put down my book, but I had to because work and life and then sleep. And then I started another book in my historical fiction quest, All the Light We Cannot See. And so far, that's really, really good. It's an award-winning book by Anthony Doerr, 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 Doerr,
I don't know.
Doerr.
Anybody who knows, drop us a line and let us know
I'll
how to
probably
pronounce that.
look it up later. I probably should have done that ahead of time because, that's one of my pet peeves when people don't get the proper pronunciations of people's names or words before they spew them out. As an interpreter, it's maddening.
Especially if you're trying to figure out what they're talking about.
Yes, because what the heck is a militia?
Militia.
And I will talk about that one other day.
For those who are wondering, that's actually a mispronunciation. Militia. Yep. It's not militia.
Militia.
All right.
So that's what I've been reading. I'm looking forward to having more reading time
for the summer,
after my 8 more days of wake ups.
And you get some time to recharge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. Do we have anything else for the Analog Book Club?
No.
It's
time for plot and popcorn.
Plot and popcorn.
What were you looking for? Popcorn?
We don't do. I'm not allowed to have popcorn on the show because
you are not.
Because I crunch it into the microphone and it annoys Jeannie when she's editing it. And I was looking for the co-producer to see where she was doing. She's in the kitchen getting something to eat.
Plot and popcorn. So we watched a movie last week. We said we were going to.
We promised. We did.
I'm gonna destroy this name. Something about battles everywhere.
One battle after another.
Yes, with Leonardo DiCaprio. And whew.
It is a very good movie.
Very good movie.
But it is a brutal story. It's very raw, very violent, very frank. And it has it's based on a novel, which I didn't know until after we watched it. But it's based on a novel which has its roots in the 70s resistance, civil rights resistance, sort of terrorist organizations. And this movie moves this forward into the 2020-ish sort of era and makes the story about terrorism around the immigration controversies that we're currently going through worldwide. But it translates very well, and it tells a very compelling story, but a very, very sort of stark story.
Yes, you're watching it and you're like, okay, well, that's resolved. Nothing else can happen. And bam, something else happens after another. That's
through most of the story, it's hard to know. It's hard to see who you're supposed to
root for. Yeah,
root for, and there ends up being a very relatable character that you do root for. But through most of it, it's a very inept, violent terrorist organization, a very ruthless and violent government organization, neither of which are very sympathetic.
Yeah.
But it turns out there are innocent bystanders in this story, and one of which turns out to be someone you root for very, very much.
Yeah.
And who is the next generation.
Yes.
In this.
So there's a glimmer of hope at the end.
Yes.
But it's a really good movie. You should watch it. I don't remember what streaming service we watched it on.
I don't remember. I think it might have been on HBO. I believe that's true, that it was on HBO.
Okay. But so it's out there. You should see it.
You could rent it too.
One battle after another.
One battle after another. Yep. Yeah. So we did that. We did promise we were going to do that. We've also been watching Widow's Bay.
Whoa.
That's wow. That's on Apple TV. It's an amazing show. Starring an actor called Matthew Rhys.
Oh, you looked his name up.
I did look his name up. Matthew Rhys, who was in The Beast in Me.
Yeah.
An amazing actor. But this series started out the first episode or two sort of.
Let's just set it up. So there's an island. Widow's Bay is the name of the island, and they want to become the next Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket,
Yep.
those kind of areas. And so,
yeah, so they start out with a very sort of humorous approach to this island, which many of the residents think is cursed, and there's all these stories about weirdness that's gone on in the past, and they sort of hint at that, but also sort of hint at maybe it's just in their head, and
Right.
they're just make more of this up. The key character is played by Matthew Rhys, is the mayor of the town who's trying to get tourism there, and he doesn't believe the curse is real.
Right.
However, by episode 3,
you're like, I like how you put it this morning when we were talking about things to talk about. You said, early on they were winking at the island stories, and now they're like,
yeah, it's not a wink anymore. It's like, holy, what is going on here?
Yeah.
So in this past episode we just watched, which if it was episode 4 or 5, I don't know.
It was episode 4.
Episode 4. I mean, it's full on curse time, and they do a little bit of misdirection with the audience, not showing you what's actually going on until the very, very end.
And then you're just like,
and then you're sort of, oh my goodness, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah. So is the island cursed? I would say yes. The island is cursed.
I would go with yes at this point. I don't think there's much. They're not.
I really want to know what's going to happen.
Yes.
Unfortunately, later in my life, I've suddenly developed, if I watch things that are too gruesome or too I tend to have nightmares, which I don't know what that's stemming from. So we always have to balance that with something light afterwards.
So we actually watched
Hacks.
Watched an episode of Hacks, which is a very funny show, very, very good show. And then we also watched an episode of St. Dennis, which is very light, but always with a nice little message as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
This week, the St. Dennis we watched was about how no matter how nice your boss is, you really sometimes can't be brutally honest with your boss.
Right.
There needs to be
I really liked how they did that between Alex and Val. Like, do you want to hear the story about how my life is falling apart and I had to take my partner away so I can repair our relationship? Or do you want to hear that I went and did jury duty about some land easement?
Do you want the raw, troubling, disturbing truth, or would you like a nice little innocent, harmless lie that doesn't hurt anybody? And the answer was just tell me the lie. And
right, and move on.
I can move on, and I don't have to deal with your messy life, because we all have our own messes to deal with.
We do.
So,
and that's what you should remember at your workplaces.
Yes.
You don't know what people are going through, and just give them a little grace.
Just let them, and maybe the lesson there is let people have their fiction and their denial in their life, because they're dealing with a lot, and you don't know what it is. So
this weekend we hope to watch Project Hail Mary.
We're going to do that today. I'm not sure if that's today or tomorrow, but
sometime
weekend,
yeah,
we're going to buy and watch Project Hail Mary.
Yes, and we are going to purchase it because it's the same cost as us going to the movies. And we'll have it until that streaming service decides not to do that anymore.
Yeah, well, there's a whole topic there around licensing versus owning, but honestly, we divested ourselves of all of our physical media years ago. I haven't looked back.
No, we haven't.
I think
I think we
own one DVD.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
Especially having just read that earlier.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it because it's been a really long time. It's been several years since I read it. So.
And Ryan Gosling. Hello. Probably doesn't do anything for you.
I'm not. I don't. That doesn't. I mean, he's fine. I'm actually more interested in seeing how they handled the Rocky character.
I've heard they do a really good job. I mean,
from what I've
it's
seen,
gotten some really good reviews, and I don't know what the Rotten Tomatoes score is, but
it's pretty good. But I don't.
We'll
know
talk
exactly
more about our experience with that next week.
Yeah, next week when we've actually seen it, and we're not just sort of guessing what we're going to see.
Surmising.
Yeah. So, um, so do we have anything else going on with
No, I think
plot
that's all we're
plot
watching
points?
right now.
Trying to think.
Oh,
There was something
Battlestar
else. Oh,
Galactica.
we did watch watched an episode of that last night too. Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, we did.
I always forget how
Good it is.
complex and layered and how good that show is.
Yeah.
And how the thing that struck me about
This
the
is what
episode
our
last night.
fifth
Oh yeah,
watch
we watched it
through
at
at
least 4 or
least.
5 times. Yeah, I think the one of the things that struck me last night watching an episode was how the humans have trouble with the concept that the Cylons have the same memories and bodies, right? Like the Sharon Cylon looks exactly the same and has memories from the same, but she's not the same person each
No.
time. But they have trouble making that distinction, right? There's a
The
scene.
humans have a
The humans have
right.
trouble, right? So there's a scene where there's a conflict between Tyrell and Hilo because they both are basically in love with the same woman, though they really aren't. They're
Right.
two different instances of the same person.
Right.
And so I was struck by the fact that they're having an argument as if they're fighting over a woman,
one
but
woman, but
they're
that's really
fighting over two different beings who happen to share shared memories and shared genetic material. It's like arguing with someone who is in love with a twin for someone that you're in love with. They're not the same person,
that'd be a
even though
good
they
book.
look same. It would be a good book. So, so we watched we watched episodes of that intermixed with other stuff.
It's kind of the TV needs to be on. I need to hear some noise. I need to just kind of disengage from reality for a minute.
But it's but because we've seen it so many times, it's sort of you can sort of come in and out of the story and not really miss anything. So you can watch a scene of it and go, "Oh yeah, I remember that."
It's so good.
So there, that's good. And it's in the second season right now. It's just starting to get so mythological and so much delving so much into the
yeah, I've really forgotten that that's a huge part of the
right. That you think of it as like science fiction, and there's a lot of religion and geopolitics and everything mixed in there. It's
but like
kind of
ancient mythology,
yeah,
stories, and
right.
You know, the arrow of Apollo and the constellations that they see from
right.
Earth.
Well, right, because all of the humans are polytheistic, where the Cylons have developed into a monotheistic society.
Which is interesting. The
The
Lords of Kobol.
So that's what we've been watching on Plots and
God's damn it, Alan.
You love that quote.
I do.
I had forgotten until we watched it again just recently how terribly flawed that character of Ellen was.
Yeah, right?
And how manipulative she is.
Yes. And now we know why he rages at her like that.
Right, because she's crazy. So, what's our next segment?
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner? It's been kind of a quiet week for what's for dinner. But we did have a dish that Jeannie prepared this week.
Yeah, it was I don't know the name of it. It was a one pan tomato and white fish thing. Super, super simple. And I kind of put it off for like 3 days because I was worried about making it. I don't know why.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't really feel like cooking. Let's order out. But anyway, it's simple. You just do the little oil, sherry, honey, and tomatoes with shallots. You cook them for about 15 minutes till they mush.
Mm-hmm.
You add the seasoned fish, and it's just seasoned with salt and pepper, and bake it for another 12 minutes, I think is what we did.
Yep.
And
so we used
walleye,
which we neither one of us had ever eaten before. But it turned out good. It turned out
really good.
So good that I ate the skin, and Jeannie turns to like, "Where's your skin?" I'm like, oh,
I don't know that we weren't supposed to eat it. I mean, it was all it wasn't
when I was cutting into it, the skin was so tender it
Yeah.
pulled away with the
I mean, that's where all the
flesh,
nutrients are.
and
So
so I just ate it, and I didn't think about it one way or the other.
I don't know.
But
It was really good.
it was really good. I was really pleased with all the flavors that sort of combined.
The house smelled amazing.
Yes, it did. Yeah, there were no leftovers though. That was the only thing.
No.
So we should buy more fish and have no. Though we are gonna. I'm gonna make a meal this weekend.
You're going to still do that this weekend?
I'm gonna still do that this weekend. It's a crispy rice, one pan crispy rice shrimp dish that we're gonna make.
We'll be talking about this next week to see
Yeah.
if it really happened.
We're gonna do it. I gotta make the challenge is I have to make the rice. You have to pre-cook the rice and let it cool and all that before you heat it again and cook it and get it all
I
crispy.
mean, it's Saturday and middle of the afternoon. I'm just kind of saying.
I'm kind of saying that sounds like a good Sunday deal. Cook the rice early, let it cool.
Well, doesn't it supposed to be kind of like stale rice?
No, it's not. It's not fried. We're not doing
Like a
stir-fried
fried rice?
We're not doing
Oh.
fried rice. It just needs to be cooked so that when you put it in the oven with the oil and the spices, that it gets all crispy.
Okay.
So that's all.
Other than that, we've just been doing sheet pan dinners because that's what works. It's so quick and easy, and 8 more wake ups. That's all I'm saying. But we did try doing a pork tenderloin in the as a sheet pan dinner, and
Yes.
and I was really hopeful because when it first came out and I let it rest and I cut into it and it was juicy, but I just don't know how to get pork tenderloin juicy.
Yeah, we need to figure out a better recipe to make it.
I mean, other
Maybe
people have said,
maybe marinating it.
yeah,
I don't know, but because it dries out too fast,
It
and
does dry out.
especially if you try to heat it up the next day, which I did yesterday.
What was the thing? It was like eating a Timberland boot. Yeah.
That's if you try
Farming
to
while beige.
that's why if you try to pan fry a chuck roast, it was like eating a Timberland boot. But the pork isn't nearly as bad as
No.
that, but it can be very dry the next day. And so we have to.
I mean, we've done
experiment with that.
medallions that have.
Doing the medallions. I do medallions. I do that with a sweet sauce that includes honey and butter and all that.
So
sort
I
of
don't
stuff.
know if you have any ideas on how to cook a pork tenderloin. Don't get me wrong; it was tasty.
Yes, it's just a little dry.
And previously we had done it in our Ninja Foodie with. It's basically potatoes and Brussels sprouts, and I usually drench it with
What's the name of that barbecue sauce?
really good barbecue sauce.
Sweet Baby Ray's or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, you don't even know. It's like the honey golden barbecue sauce.
Yeah, but the brand is
Yeah, Sweet Baby Ray's. Anyway, usually drench it and then pressure cook it and crisp it in the Ninja Foodie, and it's really, really tasty. But again,
it gets dry.
It gets dry. So I don't know. People, help
How
our pork tenderloins.
How do we keep our tenderloin from drying out when we're cooking it?
That sounds
we try to
personal.
Yeah, it does. Well, yeah, it does kind of. And we tried air frying it too, but that was even worse, right? That
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we cooked it in
I probably just blocked it right out of the memory.
We cooked it in the
Ninja Crispy.
Yeah, in the Crispy.
I don't really remember that.
Yeah, we did the first time. That was one of the first meals we cooked in the Ninja Crispy.
Oh, it didn't come out good at all.
No, it didn't.
No,
because the exterior got really, really dried
and
out.
The potatoes were like half cooked.
Right.
And
right. So we decided that's not the best place to cook.
No,
your pork loin, burning loin.
Oh.
That's a Gilmore Girls reference.
Yes.
You mentioned a burning loin, but I didn't.
Yeah. We love Gilmore Girls too.
We do. We're not...
So other than that, I don't really know what else is for dinner. What else did we had my famous girl dinner meal, which is salmon and salad.
So that was really good. We had that last night. That salad, which is is it Taylor
It's
Farms?
Taylor Farm sweet kale salad.
Yeah.
It's my
It's
favorite
a
salad.
very, very good salad.
Not really good for you.
No, it's very caloric, but for dinner and splitting it 2 ways, it's not that bad. What's worse is if you like open up a bag of that and just eat it all yourself. So it's about 700 calories for the
I mean,
salad.
for a meal, it wouldn't be horrible,
Yeah, but
but
usually you eat it with something else.
yeah.
But you air fried the salmon.
Yeah, it was
and it turned out really,
again
really good.
Friday after a weird week at work. So yeah, so we had the salmon, air fried that. It was quick, easy. Probably I loved dinner last night.
No, it was very good.
After dinner, I'm like going, man, it's been a while since we've had that.
And I made that comment too. It's been a really long time since we'd had that salad. And in fact, I think we threw one away, didn't we? Because we didn't eat it. Or is it still in there?
No, that's not a Taylor Farm.
That's the other salad.
The Publix
That
salad that looks like it's still good.
Must be covered in
I
furniture
know.
varnish.
I'm kind of worried about it because I think it's been a month. We're horrible about that. We'll get vegetables and they'll go in the vegetable drawer. And
I hate that. I really feel bad when we waste that. Not just because we're wasting food. I mean, that is what it is, but just because we had this food there and we didn't eat it, and why are we buying it if we're not eating it? So
I did slice the cucumber
That's right, you did for lunch.
Yep, it was yummy.
Yep. So anything else for
no?
What's for dinner? I got to plan dinners for next week. Oh, we have date night coming up next week.
We do?
Yep.
Oh, it's not my week to.
It's my week to plan. I have some ideas.
Whataburger? Whataburger!
No, I don't think Whataburger is date night material, unless we're going to go to the movies or something.
Wow. Jeannie, tell me how you feel about going to the movies. Oh.
We haven't gone to the movies in a really long time, mostly because we hate dealing with movie-going crowds.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said for watching a movie at home and pausing it, having your popcorn.
I'm sure the movie producers aren't thrilled that we're saying this, but there's something about being at home, having your own popcorn, having your own soda, pausing it if you have to go to the restroom. Yeah.
Or if, somebody comes to the door or somebody has a phone call or whatever. But yeah, and not having to deal with other people who aren't maybe conscientious about your movie-going comfort.
Yeah. Like early on, we went to the movies and we were the only people in the movie theater. I don't even remember what movie that was.
Batman Returns
I don't
or
know.
something.
And we were into it and we were excited because it was really, really quiet. And we had this whole theater to ourselves. And
then
this family came in like 3/4 of the way into the movie.
And then just talked through.
And just started, I don't know who I became, but I became her.
Luckily, they left shortly after that.
Yeah, turn around.
They left, and that was 30 years.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that now, though.
No,
don't know who's packing.
Who's what you're going to deal with, but
don't want to get sized up as I leave the movie theater.
All right. We need to come up with some good meals though for next week. We'll have to come up and think about that before we go to the grocery store this week.
And I'm thinking, it's the last full week of school.
I'll take care of
it. We're gonna have spaghetti. I do know that.
That's right. We haven't had spaghetti. We didn't have spaghetti last week.
Not that we have to have spaghetti every week, but
we like that. Ginny fixes spaghetti.
It's easy. It's quick.
In the Ninja Foodie in one pot, everything in at once. It's and pressure cooks it. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, we love it. With gluten-free pasta. It's fun.
Brought to you by Ronzoni.
No. And not fettuccine as we had for months because I bought the wrong stuff.
Somebody said I should try it's Banza, Banza products. But it's really good gluten-free
Hmm.
stuff.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I
I
have
don't.
too.
We've
It's a
never. I
big
don't think we've.
orange box.
Yeah, we've never tried it though. They have different styles of pasta too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We could do something. We could do something different with that. Okay.
I
All right.
don't
Well, that's
know.
something to talk about.
What's for dinner? Uber Eats.
We did that. We did that a couple times this past week. We had
Yeah.
barbecue.
Yeah.
I eat too much when we have barbecue, though.
I've sized down from what I order.
I need to start doing that. I'm eating way too much when we order barbecue. All
Well, it
right.
doesn't help that you get my fries as well as
I know. I
yours.
eat my fries, your fries.
I only eat like half of the fries because they're not really that good of fries.
I know, but I can't turn
I
down
know.
fries. Then fried corn, green beans,
We need.
2 types of meat.
When is corn season? This
Well, I
is
don't know.
like rambling on to
Yeah,
something
we
I don't
are.
want.
So we need to wrap this up. So I think we've come to the end again. All stories must have an end. Our process, though, is just beginning.
Thank you for joining us behind the scenes of the co-authored life.
I'm J.E. Sutton Jr.
And I'm Jeannie. To see what we're currently working on, go to jesuttonjr.com and we'll see you in the next chapter. Yeah, that was a lot of rambling. What's going on with us?
I don't know. We just want to we had trouble bringing it in for a landing there.
Well, we have a problem, Houston.
We could talk.